I don't have a song because the format's changed and we're self-isolated. Welcome to It Ain't Broke Self-Isolating Edition, starring Duncan Casey and Rashawad Jackswan. You will have already seen our Valverde Bulletin video, probably, about the state of Hollywood and such. So we're recording this same day because we can't see each other, because that would be deeply irresponsible. We live about an hour apart, so and it's possible that Britain's about to go on lockdown. We may find out today or tomorrow about that, so that's fucking weird, isn't it? Also, we're not using the C word, which pleasingly allows me to use some Shaun of the Dead paraphrasing in a real world context, which is quite nice, because we'll get demonetized. So we're following up. We want to do another video about freelancing, for we have been cast into the freelancer's abyss, haven't we, Duncan?
We have. It's as someone indelicately pointed out in our comment section on the last video, that obviously that came right on the cusp of a bunch of unfortunate events, shall we say.
Yeah.
And obviously things have come to light recently that that it's been reported that a lot of people have quote unquote lost their jobs in the entertainment industry. It's spurious perhaps as to whether or not those could be considered jobs in the sense of the kind of long-term sense of the word. It is going to, this and hospitality are I guess they kind of go hand in hand. Certainly someone who works in the entertainment industry and has worked several jobs in the hospitality industry. Certainly both of those doors are closed to me at the moment. But obviously I have side hustles. We all have side hustles that thankfully extend beyond that. But it is opened up a lot of public scrutiny around those industries and how they actually provide for their workers, because it's not great.
Yes, no, a lot of my side hustles have closed. All my business is gone as of last week. I had a slightly tricky week last week where everything was cancelled. I do lots of awards shows and exhibitions and stuff. That's my bread and butter in terms of my film and video production. I was supposed to be filming a TED talk. I was supposed to be doing a conference at Cambridge University. I lost £2,000 worth of work last week alone, and I've lost the rest of my work for the rest of the year. But It's not like it's just evaporated for me. This is happening all over. So, and you know what? Fuck it, I'm resourceful. So I'll figure something out. Let's go back on the bins. I don't know. Probably selling bootleg bog rolls.
Blackmail.
Blackmail, yes. The blackmail industry never goes out of fashion.
You'd be one of those guys who sends emails saying, I've got your webcam.
Yeah, yes.
You wanking, and I'm going to sell it to your nearest and dearest. What was I going to say before I said that? I don't know. I was too busy making up silly, not funny jokes.
Well, I do have a couple of things just to say regards. Oh, have you got it? You got it?
I remembered. Sorry.
No, please.
As an example of how quickly this has come around, because for me it sort of feels like it's been around for a long time. But you remember, Richard very kindly helped me do a self-tape a couple of weeks ago, and it was on a day when we had just shot something that is something else we're doing. But that very thing, if you'll remember, Rich, was to go and shoot a pre-Magna Carta based kind of royal,
kind of high drama, sort of medieval high drama type.
Medieval high drama thing, and that was to shoot in Italy. Pretty much around now, so there was as an example of a thing that wasn't that long ago, and at that point still thought there was a shred of hope that it would actually go ahead. That's how quickly things have moved on, and hopefully how quickly they'll resolve as well.
I did the kitchens, bedrooms, and bathrooms expo at Birmingham NEC a couple of weeks ago, and that was the last show I did. And even that, there was hand sanitizer everywhere, and everyone was just wiping down their exhibition stands with Cif all the time. And I've been doing post production on that, so I've just billed for a bunch of post production, which is great. So I'm lucky in that I have a little kind of lump of money coming, but that is it now. And I'm friends with other filmmakers and photographers, other creatives such as yourself, who have all At all levels as well, we must say. I know a couple of people I freelance for who own bigger companies, people who work for me sometimes, who are smaller outfits, sole traders. All, it's not just me, which is why I'm kind of not freaking out, because it's across the board. There was talk about the government giving grants to small businesses. We haven't seen anything of that yet, but that's from the budget, so we'll have to see. There's talk of removing the minimum income floor for universal credit, so if you are in our position, please look into that as well. I will say this as a useful tip. Quite a lot of what we do is cloud-based and monthly cost. I've suspended a lot of my monthly outgoings. I had to cancel my Envato account for now because it's £30 a month, but I have to cancel that for now. Adobe Suite, they're offering, if you go to cancel your account right now, you can get 2 months for free. So that's quite a big outgoing. At the moment it cost me 30 quid. It was about to go up to 40 quid. I've now got 2 months free. So I can advise you on that if you want, but you can get 2 months for free, which in the next 2 trying months will be very, very useful because Adobe Suite is essential. Something from our point of view is that Duncan and I, this is a source of income for us, isn't it? Not a huge one. We make a little bit of money a month on this, so this source of income is still in place, hopefully. So we're going to continue making content here. I mean, there's no worries about Valverde. Valverde's fine. It's just going to be done in this kind of boy in the bubble, sort of remotely operated way.
Yeah, it's Patreon really that gives us anything, and obviously just the opportunity to
super chats from live screens, super chats in live streams as well. Because ad revenue's dog shit, but at our level. But super chats in live streams and Patreon. As you were about to say, please continue. You were about to be grateful, I think.
I was gonna slag them all off. No, it was just to say, thank you to all of you who have helped us out through this. Obviously, we understand at this point if you cannot continue to do that, we wouldn't hold it against you because I absolutely understand that every penny counts at this particular juncture, but. We're super grateful for it, and it does help us out. Then thank you.
Yeah. So there you go. So we're still here. We're just trying to figure out what the next move is, really, because if anything, we've been talking about how this is going to be an excuse for us to make even more content. As you can see, I've created this kind of format, which still needs a little bit of work. I'm going to point at Duncan. Wait, can I point at Duncan? I'm pointing at Duncan. There he is.
Am I pointing at you?
No, you're pointing in the wrong direction. Point in the other direction. All right, we're going to touch fingers. So I'm feeding Duncan's Skype window into OBS. We're recording audio, so the idea is that we can kind of telepresence in. It's a bit nicer than just going over to audio, so you can see us. It doesn't really break the format of It Ain't Broke. We might be able to we're talking about watch parties. We can record commentaries like this. It won't be exactly the same, but it is something we have done in the past individually, not with each other before, but it does work. So there's that. I'm going to pile on the gaming streams for my part. Duncan and I are going to do some more live streams together like this. So maybe next week we'll do a live stream. By the time you're watching this week we'll do a live stream. We'll figure out a date for that. Soon you will have watched my Doom Eternal live stream by now. Resident Evil 3, when that comes out, I'll be live streaming that too.
I'll probably get drunk and write a load of silly comments on as you're live streaming again. I think I might do that. That's quite fun.
I do quite like when you do that. Yeah. It's like you and my brother pop up and start commenting, which I quite like.
Got to be drinking though.
Yeah. Well, I was drinking when I did Doom the other day. So.
Drinking with Doom and
drinking with Doom and Duncan. So it's what to do next, really. I mean, I'm probably going to have to put some kind of reel together and shop myself around for editing work. I've been hitting the streets actually and just recording stuff about the pandemic. I thought it's been quite interesting because the streets are quite empty. I'm facing out onto a very arterial road in Cambridge and it is quiet. I went round today. I just want to make some kind of little visual records about what's going on because no one's seen anything like this before. I'm not going to make any money from it, but I figure I've got my thumb up my arse, I might as well. So when I filmed some stuff from the pandemic, I went up to the hospital, filmed some of that. I'm keeping my distance, of course. When I filmed loads of kind of signs, I'm kind of keeping an eye on what's going on with local businesses, and I think I'm going to reach out to I'm going to see what community projects are happening in terms of helping the elderly and the vulnerable, and see if I can get on board with those guys and go and interview them and speak to them, make a little film about it, which I may not put up on Valverde. It doesn't seem very Valverde appropriate because it's all very serious, but maybe I will put it here, who knows. So that's what I'm up to, and then when the money goes, probably sucking dick, stealing, doing crime, blackmail, Scam Nigerian prince emails. What, start doing that? I don't know.
Go scam them.
Go scam them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a British prince. I have £1 million in a bank account.
I recently left the royal family and died in a plane crash, so here's all my money.
Oh, fucking hell. I'll just pretend to be Lord Lucan. I did see a thing, actually, like, it's now, oddly enough, I read the government advice about what's going to change in the rules they've proposed in the new legislation, and it seems it's going to be a hell of a lot easier to prove that someone's dead. Because I want to be grim, but the mechanisms of proving someone's dead, you can now send electronic documents to prove someone's dead, which you couldn't before. And you don't have to necessarily, I think it's like you don't necessarily have to be a coroner, you could be a coroner's assistant or something. They've made that a lot easier because they in anticipation of all the dead people. Now, this sounds a bit grim, but I thought, what a time to fake your death. What a time to fake your death.
I guess, yeah.
Well, what? Okay, your mind didn't go there. You could be called Slip McCool instead. If you ever wanted to be called Slip McCool.
Couldn't I just change my name by deed poll? Like, I don't think I need.
Well, that's no fucking good, is it? No, you can be Slip McCool.
Slip McCool.
Slip McCool. Slip. Yeah. I'd be. Well, I don't know. I always sort of favour things like Rex Mancock and Duke Thunderballs or whatever.
Max Power.
Max Power. You could be Max Power. Yeah, you could change it by deed poll, but that's boring, man. You could Reggie Perrin it. Film some footage of you taking your clothes off and walking into the sea, and then just start a new life, probably really close by, perversely. Go and start a life in a house over the road or something.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure my wife would approve.
No, she could do it too.
Okay.
She could have a cool name.
Slip.
No.
No. That's my name.
Her name could be Breasts McDinner Dress. It's the sexiest name of all. It's the sexiest name of all. Everyone knows that. Like Chesty LaRue. Breasts McDinner Dress. So this is this is great because this is a very excellent example of what freelancing is like in March 2020 Britain. It's just sitting around going like, let's make up silly names, or you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm very. Yeah. I mean, to sort of, I've been very lucky in that copywriting has been quite busy for me because for those of you who don't know, that's my kind of it's been one of my side hustles. I've had like 5 jobs on the go really over the last sort of year and a bit, but one of those was in entertainment, the other was in hospitality, and they were kind of the real side hustles really, but they're gone. And copywriting was kind of the thing I was kind of cultivating alongside acting, and that's kind of blown up. I mean, luckily I've got a few clients on the go at the moment, but I've got one main one, but they don't show any sign of kind of, in fact, if anything, they're ramping up operations and looking at getting me more involved. So that's great. So I'm very, very, very lucky, and I'm count my lucky stars on that one, because I can do that from home. I can do that from anywhere, and so that's a massive blessing. But I fully appreciate that there are people out there who must be, the problem is, I mean, because I've been through periods where I had acting work coming out my ears as well, and if you're that's the great irony is that if you obviously there are people who reach a certain critical mass financially as in the entertainment industry and don't have to work, but there's that massive lot in the middle, I guess, in terms of the sort of successful ones who still have to work but have been so used to working that they don't have anything to sort of go back to keep them busy and keep them earning. So I don't know if you're in that boat. I think it is. I'm almost sort of grateful that I'm not successful because I've had to kind of come up with side hustles that kind of work for me. So I don't know what the answer is, because this is a bunch of people who have lived on a diet of hope and hamburgers for the last several decades, and in an industry that really doesn't help you out. And look at it. I don't mean it should. I think the problem is you've always had this thing of like, because because of the sort of transient nature of projects, certainly in terms of the film industry, it's like companies are created and dissolved just to make a film, and yeah, it might be Universal or Fox or whoever, but it isn't being made by them technically, and it's like, and I know all that sort of tax dodgy whatever, but it's I understand why that's done, and it's like you can't really do it any other way. But in all that, there isn't anyone really whose job it is to make sure that people are kind of looked after in the interim. There's nothing there. There are unions, but they are, you know, whilst I sort of support them morally, I kind of find that in practice they can't really do much. And right now, I don't know what Equity or Bec2 could really do to help anyone out. You know, they can advise, and that's good.
I can't speak for Equity, but Bec2 are lobbying at the moment.
Right.
So they're using
well, that's
that
good.
Kind of,
Yeah, that's good. But I just think, you know, as an industry, in terms of where cash flow goes and where and how kind of value is created, and I mean that across the board, whether it's crew or cast or whatever, it's like you're only creating value in pockets, you know, from project to project and in small bits of time. And so when the rug is pulled in that respect, it's very hard to know. You know, like you said on the last thing we did, that this is the first time the internet generation has faced something like this, and so there is no precedence. You know, there's no way to kind of figure it out, and I think our industry is right at the coalface of all that, because you realise, like, once the rug's pulled, it's like, what is there underneath? There is nothing. Yeah,
well, we had no way of knowing this was going to happen either. So I mean, freelancing and kind of self-employment is always kind of precarious. You know, you are as kind of sometimes paycheck to paycheck. You're living on the kind of coalface of stuff, but it's never pulled away this hard. You know, to have a whole industry disappear, and it's so many people, because if we're told to stay indoors, then what the fuck? I mean, like I say, I do some editing, but I edit mostly my material. I don't tend to edit outside stuff. I will if asked, and I'm going to advertise that. So I sort of need to change up what my offering is, and offer to edit more stuff for other people, because it has to be kind of work from home based shit. Also, Ivan now shares my working space, because he works at Cambridge University, and they went to their, I think they call it their red status or their red phase, which is where they send everybody home. So they are in red at the moment. So Ivan's here. So that's quite nice, actually, because I mean, we spend most of the time together anyway, but he's sat on the other side of the room at the dining room table whilst I'm at my desk doing his shit and I'm doing mine, which is kind of nice. Because, you know, fuck me, you're probably saying for you, but my God, do I spend a lot of time on my own. And I'm not saying I have a problem with that either, but I do spend a lot of time on my own. You know, so it's kind of nice to have a bit of company and stuff.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I get on with my wife quite well, and
I should hope so. Yeah.
She's yeah. Well, some people don't, but you know, it's not natural to be kind of forcibly kept together with anyone, I don't think, really. But no, I'm very lucky that we get on, and you know, we can still take the dog for a walk and all that, which is great. So yeah.
How's the dog? How's Winston?
Winston's good, man. Yeah, he's good. We had a good old walk this afternoon. He went chasing birds and stuff, and it's all good. He's fine. And he's immune, the little bugger.
Yeah,
so
well,
he's got nothing to worry about.
As long as the virus isn't the size and shape of an entire corn cob.
Oh yeah,
he'll be fine.
Yes.
Yeah, cool, groovy. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I don't think I've said this on the channel before, but my wife and I are expecting. And
he did it!
He dropped it. Yeah,
he did it. Fair dues. Okay, I've known for a little bit, so you know, there you go. Congratulations, Duncan.
Thank you. Richard knew, obviously. But,
when he says expecting, he means expecting to get a divorce. No.
Expecting the papers.
It means a human baby. A tiny person's coming out of his wife's fanny. Don't show Holly. She'll never speak to me again.
So obviously that then puts her in it's a potentially high risk category anyway. But we're
well, I've been skirting around that today on the stuff we've recorded, because I've just said I think it would be irresponsible for us to meet up, and largely because I don't think it would be responsible for me to see someone who is in contact with a pregnant woman. Not because I'm ill,
Yeah, I mean,
but you never know. Anybody could be carrying it. Like,
yeah,
so
I mean,
rather...
it apparently isn't communicable. We've had chats with our midwife and stuff. It's not communicable to babies in uterus, but there's been a few babies born who they think contracted it like straight away because they've been born to mothers who've got it. So it's not that it's it doesn't come through gestation, but it can potentially, like, obviously, because as soon as you're born you have some immunity. But especially as well, if the parent is still got it and hasn't built up antibodies to it, they can't give those to the kid, so the kid isn't born with antibodies to deal with it. So I think that's what's been happening, but it's still scary. I mean, obviously you don't want anything that, because people don't really know. So it's yeah.
Well, there you go. The exclusive. I mean, no offense, nobody else would want to report that, but channel exclusive. You're having a babby.
Yes, yeah.
There you go. I'm still having daily wanks. Sometimes
in the hope that one will turn into
a baby.
Well, that's how kids are made, right? Then Ivan comes along and sits on it.
It's for 6 months.
9 months.
9 months, sorry, yeah.
And then like
it turns into an egg. If you collect enough jizz and it dries into the shape of an egg, then you get someone to sit on it for 9 months.
Oh, Ivan peers over it and a big sperm jumps out and wraps around his head.
Just like an alien convent. That's on this week, and Ivan's not seen it, so I definitely want him to watch Alien Convenant, as I like to call it. That film sucks so much shit. We should do commentaries on those, by the way. I think we're talking about doing a commentary on The Predator as well, but
yeah. There's so much for us to unpack because we obviously got AVP films as well, and there's still lots for us to do in Prometheus and everything. So,
well, there you go. There's ideas for remote commentaries. It looks like we're going to be remoting, motherfuckers, for the foreseeable. So there you go. More live streams and stuff as well. That's the big idea.
We talked about doing live commentaries, and I think that's something we could possibly bring back, especially with the Netflix watch party thing.
Yeah. Because like right now, for example, I am in OBS, and all I have to do is press start streaming, and this could be live. It isn't, because this is our first one when we're just recording, but I've packed it all into OBS. So yeah, live commentaries. I also think things that are out of copyright, such as the Andy Sedaris stuff, we could do because no one's going to copyright claim it. So we could actually have that in the window for y'alls to watch. Imagine that. Nice. Imagine that. Which I've always just looking for an excuse to do Andy Sedaris movies. I think I might do some Sedaris stuff with Ivan. Well, we talked about it earlier, because that is very much our thing. So content's not going anywhere. Oh, I just want to. By the way, in the age of panic buying, firstly, I buy loads of stuff in bulk anyway. Duncan's sick of hearing this. So I just happen to have a bunch of bog rolls, right? I just do. I've just got a load of bog rolls. But I got this many toothbrushes for £7 every day. Duncan can't see, but it's a retail pack.
I've seen them.
I did as well. I was so happy. It's the best. Look at all these toothbrushes. Look. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 packets of 24 brushes in a kind of presentation retail pack. Look. It's in my window of my house.
You are part of the problem.
I did it before this happened. Honestly, I did it before this even happened because I just go to
12
anyway.
Grannies who can't brush their teeth.
Do you know what? Maybe I will go give those out. Don't high road me. Maybe I will. Anyway, everybody knows grannies don't have teeth, so it doesn't matter.
You would have bought all the denture gel or whatever.
Yeah, price gouged all the denture gel. That was my thing. We've got in theory. My mum and dad and my big brother are all high risk because my parents are old as shit. My dad's ill. My brother's got asthma. So me and my younger brother aren't allowed to have any contact with them. However, in a couple of weeks' time, they're supposed to move house, which might be cancelled because of the lockdown. So we have to engineer a situation where they get in a car and drive to a different part of town, and then me and my brother turn up and coordinate the moving effort with the movers. We get everything into the house without them or the movie men come in contact with them. And then also, really, in theory, if you're being ultra paranoid, we shouldn't really be touching anything either.
I was going to say, you have to wipe down everything.
Wipe down everything, or not let them have access to it for a week. So the incubation period's over, because they're saying kind of certain services survive for a week.
A week? I thought it was a day. Shit.
Well, I've heard varying things. I mean, there's a lot of shit floating about, isn't there?
Yeah.
We haven't named it yet because we're not allowed, because we'll get our video.
No, and we're not the source of we're not the authority on it.
Yeah, don't take. This is just some shit I read that's probably wrong.
Yeah, we're not epidemiologists or virologists or any of that.
Or anything that ends with ologist. That'd be a foolish thing to call either of us.
Cockologist.
Cockologist. Bumologist. Tooth pathologist.
Yes. Yeah.
They're Oral B. They're they're branded. They're branded. They're not. The grunt of resignation. I get that from my mum. She loves a bargain. Love a bargain. Scotland, one of the tightest groups of people in the world.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you what else I did. Here's the thing I did. Ivan bought me some Iron Brew boiled sweets for my birthday. So Iron Brew flavoured boiled sweets. Smashed them all up. I've got a Skull bottle, which is kind of like Dan Aykroyd's Crystal Head vodka, but it's not that. It's an off-brand one, an empty bottle I bought in Berlin years ago. We smashed all the sweeties up, put them in the bottle, put a bottle of vodka in that bottle, and it dissolved all the Iron Brew sweeties, and now I've got bright orange Iron Brew vodka.
What does it taste like, Iron Brew?
It's quite. I only enacted it last night, and I don't want to taste it till it's all settled in a bit.
Oh, okay.
It smells delightful.
Yeah, I bet.
So much like Iron Brew, and it's very orange. And we tasted a bit when it wasn't quite ready, and it was just like, aha. But now all the sweets are dissolved.
Oh, okay.
So when we looked out, honestly, we went for a shop last night. I think when the army are on the streets, we're just going to be in here getting drunk. It's not a lot else you can do.
Yeah, I would if only I didn't have a. If only I didn't have. That's how. Hang on, let me rewind that. No, I would if I was responsibilitity-less, I probably would say it's a good thing, but I'm not.
Excellent walk backing.
And I have work. I mean, this has been the thing for me. It's like everyone seems to be treating this like a holiday. They're all like, "Oh yeah, you just work from home, right, guys?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but I actually have to do that."
Yeah. Oh, well, man, I'm still wrapping up posts on a few things. I'm still editing. So the last couple of days I've been working. I've been sat around, like I say, just tying up loose ends really, because nothing more's coming my way that I know about. Hopefully some edits will, but I think a lot of the companies. One of my biggest clients works in a massive office out in Wellingborough, and there's no way they're going to keep operating in the standard way. They'll have all been sent home, I'd expect, and it's gone quiet from them for a little while. So my assumption is that is the case.
I see that you've got a lot of celebrities doing things, and some have it. Like I know, like Idris Elba's got corona, the thing. But yeah, have you seen like Arnie's been posting? He's like, "Stay home, don't go out," and he's like in his jacuzzi, and he's got like a donkey coming up to him and eating out of his hand and stuff. It's like, what? Like
he's just reinvented himself as kind of low key meme lord, hasn't he? Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
but it's quite funny. But yeah, there's a lot of that going on. I mean, I think that it's the problem is, I think from the standpoint of one of the many, the great unwashed in the entertainment industry, I think it's good that they're using it to obviously as a sort of way of getting good messages out there. But when you're sat there going like, oh yeah, I'll just stay at home. Like I guess I'll take a leaf out of Arnie's book, and it's like you're the ones who can afford to stay at home. Like the rest of us can't.
Yeah. That's all well and good, isn't it? It's like got to stay at home, and it's like because you're a millionaire. If I could make amusing videos of me eating with some donkeys, I probably fucking would as well.
I don't understand. Like, why you don't just stay at home, count your money, and have a stogie?
Count your money. Just lie on a bed full of money and break up hands and go to sleep.
Yeah.
So mate, nice.
Lots of pretty girls.
Go home, fuck your maid. Oh, sorry, Arnie, we don't have Puerto Ricans to make pregnant. the rest of us just have normal fucking lives.
Yeah.
Bless him. To be fair, bless him, because that was like a sweet, positive message. We're the ones that have been cunts about that. Like,
yeah, and he obviously has done that knowingly. Like, it's not like he's done that
dude.
completely blind to the fact that he's got a palatial mansion to live in.
He's fucking meme lord, man. He's, his films are shit these days, so he's sort of like, he's embracing the internet of it all, I think. And because, you see his Twitter stuff, and it's all about, like, defending people who are shitbags about the Special Olympics and, and just being wholesome and stuff.
Yeah, totally.
Trying to forget his grab attitude, but,
Yeah. No, but he's right, and they are right, and it is important, for us all to remember that. But there you go. But yeah, I mean, this is the thing. The internet is going to become awash with content. Imagine if it went down.
Then we'd be real fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Everything's going to be fine, guys. Everything's going to be fine, unless I change my name to Slip McCool. There it goes, Slip McCool. People will say, "No, you're Slip McCool." Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to be.
Yeah. There goes Slip McCool. Some say he owns a pool.
God, I've got it. No, I went to the NEC to do this. It was the first day I saw things were serious. I went to the NEC to do this kitchen and bathroom expo, and I usually get on site about 7 o'clock because it's in one of the big halls. And when I got there were signs everywhere about like the world events. Yeah, so there's signs all over the place about the world events. And I can't say the words in case we get demonetized. And I was like, shit, people really care about this. But the thing is, before I saw those signs, and it was just a little dry tickle in my throat that I sometimes get, I had the maddest fucking coughing fit, like out when I was waiting to get in. And I had all my gear with me, and I had my badge and stuff. I was just coughing. I got a drink of water, and I was fine. And then I looked round, and just all these kitchen and bathroom people were just like staring at me, like, oh my God, he's got it. So, that was fun. I scared a bunch of kitchen and bathroom professionals.
Well, they're probably all very hygiene conscious anyway.
Yeah, those motherfuckers were wiping all the things.
Yeah.
Well, we've kind of hit about 30 minutes, man. This is just an update on what's going on, really. So we're going to have a think about what we're going to do. We're going to do live streams and stuff, and we're going to just have a think about our content. It's probably going to be remote for a while, I'm afraid. I kind of want to do a review of Picard if I can, and because that's just me at home, I can probably give that a bit of production value, because I don't want quality to slip.
Yeah, I can't really shoot things as well as you, but I can provide content.
Exactly. You can do your driving with Duncan, but just without the driving. Sat in the driveway with Duncan, perhaps.
Yeah, I guess.
Or whatever. Right. Well, should we end this meeting of the Midnight Society?
Very good. Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go, guys. Ding. Yeah, that's it. That's it for now. So let us know how you're doing. Give us a like and a subscribe, and go on our Habbo Hotel. But leave a comment. Let us know how you're doing. Keep us updated. Tweet us. Blah blah blah. We're not going anywhere. So yeah, have fun. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Support your 7th or 8th favourite YouTube channel by buying crap, tat, junk, hogwash and filth at redbubble.com/people/Valverde shop.